Well, hello, Forest Glory family. We get the opportunity to give another pastor update, and I'm excited to say happy 4th of July. You may hear fireworks going off behind me. It's in the evening on the 4th of July, and people are, I guess, excited to be shooting off fireworks. We don't have fireworks shows. We don't necessarily get to gather with our kind of normal barbecues that we would perhaps be having. And I know that a lot of our COVID life has been very different than our norm of, having a barbecue and hanging out with friends and family per se. I know ours was very different. We usually go over to my brother and sister-in-law's house in Fullerton and light off fireworks and do all those things, and that's just not happening this year, and it just feels very different, and I'm sure a lot of us could say the same thing. But first I want to start off by giving an update about the church. And as many or hopefully most of you know, tomorrow morning is our first in-person Sunday morning since March. And that seems like a really long time ago. And it still feels very different to be jumping into a time where we get to gather together. For that time, I just want to give us a couple updates and just reminders that have been sent out previously. We are meeting outside. We do ask that you bring your own chair so that way you can sit. We will have shade and space for you to be outside of the sun, so you don't need to worry about that. Lord willing, it's not as long as the sun doesn't shift too much during our sermon. And as Pastor Tony sent out a letter earlier today, which I'll link below here, that you'll have the opportunity to read that letter if you didn't get a chance to. We, in accordance with the City of Fullerton and Orange County Health, will not be singing tomorrow outside. We will be doing something a little bit creative, where we will do some responsive reading during our time together to account for the fact that we don't necessarily get to sing out loud and worship in that capacity. But I am looking forward to seeing everybody. I know for me, myself, and our family, this has been, for me, gathering tomorrow with a bunch of people is going to be very different. We felt like we've been home a lot, sheltering in place, not gathering with more than just my close family and maybe a few people, seeing them from church. But it will be different, but we're excited to see you all. And so that will be tomorrow morning. Again, reminding us that's 8 a.m., not 9 a.m. If you are joining us online, just to remind you that will also be starting at 8 a.m. We'll be streaming our service live, so that way you have the capacity, if you feel that you would like to stay home and join us in that capacity, we will have that option for you to join remotely online. We will be live streaming our service together. As you come, again, as we remind you, just to encourage you that we would like to come and to abide by social distancing as much as possible, and to come and say hi to people, and just trying to make it so that this is an experience that is just as a blessing to as many people as possible. And what I mean by that is that some people may feel comfortable giving hugs, some people may not. Some people may feel comfortable giving high fives, some people may not. So just out of respect and encouragement to all of us, that we would kind of hold that back a little bit as we were kind of gathering, just so that way we don't make somebody feel uncomfortable who's decided to join and wants to be with the body, but maybe isn't at a place for that kind of person-to-person contact. So it's just something to be thoughtful of as we are kind of thinking through that time that we meet together. The next thing that I get the blessing to share about is about a member from our body, and an update. So I get to share an update from Jacqueline. I had an opportunity to be able to chat with her over Zoom this past week and catch up. I think one of the things, if you ask Tony and Ryan as well, that has been really cool about this is that we've gotten a chance to get updates from different people in the body, just us personally as pastors, and being able to chat and catch up. I know Jacqueline is doing well at home. Her work is getting busier. She does have more things that are in person that are starting to begin to unravel as she's gets more gigs that she's going to be doing at weddings and different venues. And so she's excited for that, but she's also nervous going from a place of mainly working from home and then also now kind of being out with a bunch of people that she doesn't know per se. So she would love prayer and encouragement as she is kind of taking that next step in her business and getting back into that normal process or path of her business. She also would like to, she would appreciate prayers for wisdom for her as she seeks to kind of build her business, but also build relationships within that. In addition to that, she mentioned that Chris, her boyfriend, is looking to find a job as a teacher. And so just pray for open doors for him as he applies and maybe doesn't hear back, for encouragement as he's going through that process of getting a job as a teacher, especially in this really uncertain time in education. And so I know that those are some things that are kind of heavy on their hearts as they kind of are moving forward in life and kind of within our COVID lifestyle. The last thing that I want to mention is an update about our family. We have been in a place of kind of wondering what to do about a couple big decisions that we have coming up. One of them is that we've had for the last August, we planned a 5-week road trip that we were planning on going on, and we were up in the air whether that was going to happen, and we felt like we can do it safely in a manner that would be fun for our family, but also would be just a good experience for our kids. And so we leave a week from Friday, or actually this Friday. And so we would love your prayers for safety, our prayers for just good family time as we go on our trip. And so we are excited. I know it's going to be very different than a trip we would have done possibly last summer, but we are definitely excited, so we would appreciate your prayers in that. The other thing that we've asked for previously in pastor updates is the decision that we would have to make for our family, for education, for our kids. So we've had our kids in public school, and we've loved being in public school. But the whole COVID scenario has really gotten us to investigate whether that's the right path for us and our kids moving forward. And we've decided over the last probably 2 weeks or so that we are going to be homeschooling Cade and Owen. And I know Melissa and myself is a big decision for us. We are excited. We have appreciated everybody who's reached out and encouraged us in this. But we want to say thank you for your prayers, as God has really clearly shown us that is the path that we would have for our family. So I hope you have a great 4th of July, and I look forward to seeing all of us who gather tomorrow morning, but also I hope to see you as well remotely if you choose to join remotely as we gather in person but online, as we have those two opportunities to hear from the word preached, to participate in communion, which I know many of us are excited about, and also to read through the Psalms in a responsive manner.